Intelligence. Intelligence in psychology can be defined in many ways: reasoning, problem solving, decision making, the capacity to learn, emotional knowledge, and creativity is measured. This measurement is called intelligence. Main theories of intelligence in psychology. Given the intense interest in the concept of intelligence, some of the field's greatest minds have explored it from numerous angles. Following are some of the major theories of intelligence that have emerged in the last 100 years. General intelligence. British psychologist Charles Sperman 1863 to 1945 described the concept of general intelligence of the G factor after using factor analysis to examine mental aptitude tests. Sperman included that scores on these tests were remarkably similar. People who performed well on one cognitive test intended to perform well on other tests, while those who scored badly on one test tended to score badly on others. He concluded that intelligence is a general cognitive ability that researchers can measure and express numerically. Sperman C. General intelligence objectively determined and measured. The American Journal of Psychology, 1904. Primary mental abilities. Psychologists. Primary mental abilities. Psychologist Louis L. Thurstone, 1887-1955, focused on 7 primary mental abilities rather than single general ability. These include associative memory, the ability to memorize and recall; numerical ability, the ability to solve mathematical problems; perceptual speed, the ability to see differences and similarities among objects; reasoning, the ability to find rules; spatial visualization, the ability to visualize relationships; verbal comprehension, the ability to define and understand words; word influency, the ability to produce word rapidly; multiple intelligence. Among more recent ideas about intelligence, Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, he proposed that traditional IQ testing does not fully and actually depict a person's ability. He proposed 8 different intelligences based on skills and abilities that are valued in various cultures. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence, the ability to control body movements and handle objects skillfully; interpersonal intelligence, the capacity to detect and respond appropriately to the moods, motivations, and desires of others; interpersonal intelligence, the capacity to be self-aware and in tune with the inner feelings, values, beliefs, and thinking process; logical mathematical intelligence, the ability to think conceptually and abstractly and to discern logical or numerical patterns; musical intelligence, the ability to produce and appreciate rhythms, pitch, and timbre; naturalistic intelligence, the ability to recognize and categorize animals, plants, and other objects in nature; verbal linguistic intelligence, well developed verbal skills and sensitivity to the sounds, meanings, and rhythms of the sounds; visual spatial intelligence, the capacity to think in images and visualize actually and abstractly. Psychologist Robert uh, Steinberg defined intelligence as mental activity directed towards a purpose, adapted to selection and shaping of real world environments relevant to one's life. Although he agreed with uh, Gardner that intelligence is much broader than a single general ability. He suggested that some of the Gardner's types of intelligence are better viewed as individual talents. Uh, Sternberg proposed the concept of successful intelligence, which involves three factors: analytical intelligence, creative intelligence, practical intelligence. Analytical intelligence, the ability to evaluate information and solve problems. Creative intelligence, the ability to come up with new ideas. Practical intelligence, the ability to adapt a changing environment. The other types of intelligence, of course, there are many other theories on the types of intelligence humans possess: fluid versus crystallized intelligence. Psychologist Raymond Cattell, along with his student John Horn, created a theory of fluid versus crystallized intelligence. Fluid intelligence involves the ability to solve new problems without relying on knowledge from previous experiences. According to the theory, persons' fluid intelligence declines as they get older. Crystallized intelligence, on the other hand, increases with age. This type of intelligence is based on concrete facts and experiences. Emotional intelligence, sometimes called EQ, refers to a person's ability to regulate emotions and use their emotions to relate to others. Signs of emotional intelligence include strong self-awareness, empathy, embracing change, and managing emotions in difficult situations. Intelligence IQ testing, efforts to quantify intelligence took a significant leap toward when German psychologist William Stein first coined the term intelligence uh, quotient intelligence quotient IQ. In the early 20th century, psychologist Alfred Bennett developed the very first intelligence test to help the French government identify school children who needed extra academic assistance. Bennett was the first to introduce the concept of mental age, set of abilities that children of a certain age possess. Since that time, intelligence testing has embraced as a widely used tool that has led to many other tests of skill and aptitude. However, IQ testing continues to spur debate over its use. Cultural biases, influences on intelligence, and even the very way we define intelligence. How psychologists and psychiatrists measure intelligence. Experts use a variety of standardized tests to measure intelligence. Some are aptitude tests administered in a group setting, such as a scholastic assessment test and the American College test. Others are IQ tests given in the individuals. IQ test scores average around 100. Most children with intellectual disabilities, 85%, score between 55 to 70. Severin Disabilities. Disabilities usually correspond to still lower scores. The following is a brief history of IQ tests as they were developed. Bennett-Simon Intelligence Scale. This was the first IQ test ever made and was developed in 1905 by Alfred Binet and Theodore Simeon. Stanford Binet IQ test. This was psychologist Louis Terman's adoption of the Binet-Simon test. Scores are based on a person's mental age divided by their chronological age. Mental age or chronological age into 100. Which adult intelligence scale. This was the first intelligence test for adult developed by David Wiltshire in 1939. It was the first to use standardized normal distribution in scoring and commonly used today. It is divided into two verbal and performance measures. Like most modern tests, it scores on a bell curve. Other tests that psychologists and psychologists and psychiatrists use today include the Woodcock-Johnson test of cognitive abilities, the Kaufman assessment battery for children, the cognitive assessment system, and the different ability scale.